history will never forgive them. Rufai Oseni knocks Keyamo and Fani Kayode. Nigerian journalist Rufai Oseni has alleged why President Bola Tinubu and other APC chieftains rejected the EU report on the 2023 election. Nigerian News recalls that on June 27, 2023, the EU EOM presented its report on the 2023 elections to the Independent National Electoral Commission. In its final report on the elections, the EU chief observer, Barry Andrews, said that its trust in INEC had been severely damaged, mainly due to the failure to upload the results of the presidential election electronically. The EU noted that the election exposed enduring systemic weaknesses and signaled the need for further legal and operational reforms to enhance transparency, inclusiveness, and accountability. But in a statement on Sunday by the presidential spokesman, Dele Alake, the presidency dismissed the report by the EU, describing it as a poorly done desk job that relied more on rumours, gossip, and cocktails of prejudice and uninformed social media commentaries. However, in a post via his Twitter page, Rufai claimed that Tinubu and other APC chieftains rejected the EU report because of how they consistently absconded from debates to avoid responding to questions on their policy. He also slammed former Minister of State for Labour and Employment Festus Keyamo and former Aviation Minister Femi Fani Kayode for their roles in peddling fake news in the wake of the electioneering period. He wrote, "They rejected EU reports because the EU reminded them of how they absconded the debates, and when they asked questions on policy, they start attacking. Didn't they abscond from debates? Isn't it shameful that former minister and senior advocates of Nigeria were misinformation chiefs? Even DSS had to invite one as well. We will not forget. The real kings of electoral misinformation are noted and history will never forgive them. For those that like to reject reports, didn't this happen?" Interesting. It's actually very sad because saying history will never forgive them. I mean, if you have a people that don't remember, listen, and don't record, then there will be no history. Because I think there's worse things that have happened and we don't hold certain leaders accountable for it because we always forget. We don't look to remember, we don't look to be educated. So saying history will never forgive them is like, okay, except going forward, we have a different kind of Nigerians that remember information, that are historical, keep historical facts, and hold individuals accountable when they, shape-shift into a different being and pretend to be what they're not. But yeah, I think it is actually a lot. Let's look at the comment section because, Rufai Oseni is, a journalist that is well respected, and so, I don't think that anyone would doubt what Rufai Oseni is saying because, he has that respect amongst the sane-minded individuals. Rufai, notice me, stop seeking cheap popularity. Every little window of opportunity, you will always remain fake. Like, of all people to accuse of, their desperation and their 5 minutes of fame, it's actually not even Rufai Oseni. If you look at, for example, Asari Dokubo. I mean, sorry, we literally have politicians / entertainers and Nollywood actors in the political space. So talking about cheap popularity, I'm like, please, you're talking to the wrong person here. The reason I do not take Rufai and co, including RICV, seriously is because they all belong to Labour Party working for their paymaster. Okay, if that's what makes you sleep better at night, well, that's your own. I mean, it is fair as long as, people like someone. There would obviously be haters and people who do not. Like, and no one has to, agree on the same thing. In this case, Nigerians are saying that Rufai Oseni's arrogance and his bias, journalism will not be forgotten by Nigerians, and history will never forget. And I'm like, history is what is told, history is what is recorded, history is what is passed down. If we don't do a good job in teaching ourselves and getting into the habit of wanting to know information and passing it to our generations and our children to also be, information minded and curious and learn history, then this whole history that I'm like, the things that have happened in this country and how people have reformed, reemerged to come back into office. I mean, it's like, wait, are we all going to ignore what this person did 20 years ago? You see? So when it comes to history, not forgetting things, I'm like, the history is the people. Listen. Who does this EU help? During the NSAS sags, they were deaf to today. They didn't help us look for who killed Abiola. What about the death of Nigeria's first female pilot? Okay, we also need to get off this mindset that the EU or any other external body in the Western world has. It's like you're acting entitled. You're acting like a beggar. Like, not only did you not talk about the elections, you're not talking about different things that happened throughout the course of Nigeria's history and asking where they were to help. Like, it's not in their place to help. Listen, we can either accept or reject help, and we've not necessarily carried ourselves well to get to that point. Anyways, put what you think in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.